Sharp projection off of the 21 daily moving average. Bitcoin and the crypto markets fall even further. But there's something on these charts that is even worse than that. And the last time that it happened was in April before the biggest dump of the year. And it just happened again. But do not get your panties in a bunch just yet. My portfolio is dropping faster than my testosterone levels as I slowly lose everything. However, there is something showing up in these charts right now that, we have to be honest, cannot be ignored. And it is, in my opinion, and objectively, the biggest signal that we've seen in 5 months. But will it be bad or will it be good? Check this out. These absolutely time-sensitive alerts take advantage of over $16,000 in trading bonuses below when you deposit. And as well, just for the next 12 days, anybody who simply signs up with an email and a password with the link below will receive 10 USDT for free, simply by signing up. It takes 20 seconds. And there are other bonuses as well. And that is also for US traders. And without any further ado, let's get dumped on. Unbelievable. There comes a time in every Moon Boy's life where he must sit down, crack open a cold Capri Sun, and cry until he can't cry anymore. And potentially, this is one of those moments. And we're going to be talking about exactly why here. This is insanely big. So first, it is important to note that the DXY has not had a lot of momentum over the last few days. That is interesting. It doesn't really mean that it's going to start dumping or anything, but it's just interesting to watch this. Tomorrow is going to be huge. We're going to be getting the stock market open, and the mega bearish signal that we're going to be talking about is actually on the SPX, and it's in traditional markets. And guys, we all know Bitcoin and the entire crypto market, as of late, pretty much every week that goes by, it becomes more and more true, follows the stock market. So if the stock market does bad, Bitcoin does bad. And we're about to talk about something that is going to happen on this, that just happened actually with the stock market and what it could mean for Bitcoin. Keep in mind, the stock market does not trade on the weekends. So we have not seen the stock market influence Bitcoin over the last 2 days. However, the only thing that's happened is the entire crypto market has traded sideways and dumped a little bit. So that's like not a bullish thing, right? The stock market's been closed for the past 2 days and crypto has just done nothing except for a little dip. So, I mean, that's not good. It's not really bad, but it's more bad than it is good. But here we go. Aside from this bearish cross that we're about to be getting on the Bitcoin weekly chart with this 21 DMA going below the 200 DMA, okay, this is just very big. In fact, I don't believe we've ever actually seen this, at least, not going back into the last bear market. It did not happen in the last bear market. So that's another bearish signal. The main thing here, Bitcoin got rejected off the 21 DMA just recently, just yesterday, and now we're below 20K again. And the big thing here is that on this chart, the SPX, the last time that we had the 21 DMA go below the 50 DMA was here back in April of 2022. And we got that cross as Bitcoin was as the SPX was trading sideways. And what happened after that? Well, basically, I mean, we got to really zoom out to see this, actually. Basically, the stock market then dropped almost 20% after that, right? We all know what happened beginning at the very end of April into June, the biggest dump so far, and set those lows. And now we're getting this cross again. So this cross right here, dumpy, and we just got this cross again. So that's not good. And all of that is also coming along with the fact that in a few days we're going to be getting the FOMC meeting, which it's very likely that 75 basis points is guaranteed, if not worse, if not potentially 100 for the first time. A basis point hike. So that obviously will tank the market if we get a 70 or if we get 100. 75, in my opinion, is already priced in. I think that's what this dump was. Everyone's aware, okay, we're going to get another 75% or 75 basis point rate hike. and that's why we dumped. And if we got 100, then I think this market will dump even further. And now, though, the charts are also showing us that it's potentially we're about to see a much bigger dump for the stock market. And as well, there is, I mean, Goldman Sachs, a lot of people are coming out and saying, it's potentially we're about to see, a 1/3 slash in the stock market again. So from our current levels, we're about to maybe see another 25-30% drop, which is very substantial. If the stock market would drop, I mean, we can take a look at this. If the stock market would drop 25% down to about 3K, currently it's at 3,800. If the SPX dropped down to about 3K, what do you think would happen to Bitcoin? I mean, it would get extremely dumpy by all accounts. That's basically what all data would suggest. Now, you can't guarantee that. Nobody knows. But as I said in the last video, that's what I think would happen. If the stock market dropped a lot, then so would Bitcoin. Basically, if the stock market is able to hold and not drop, then Bitcoin can rally. But if the stock market gets crushed, then Bitcoin will get crushed. And as well, before we continue with that, a team of Goldman Sachs economists here raised their prediction for the Fed Reserve benchmark hikes, noting that the U.S. would likely increase rates by 75 this month and 50 next month, up from their previous forecast of 50 this month and 25 next month. So that obviously is a bearish prediction, in November, not in October. But with that, investors seeking shelter in cash, right? If the Fed decision is actually 1% or 100 basis points, then we will see blood. And I think that's very likely as well. That's basically what I just said. I think everyone agrees with that. And this commentator here is also saying that he believes the 75 basis point rate hike is already priced in. And I agree with that as well. I think it is. I think everyone expects that. I don't think anyone thinks we're going to get a 50 basis point rate hike in just 3 days on Wednesday at the FOMC meeting. But these recent rallies in the stock market could be bull traps. And again, Sharon Bell, a strategist at Goldman Sachs, is echoing that, it's potential a 25 to 30% crash in the stock market is becoming more and more likely. And it also coincides with Bitcoin short positions held by institutions, according to CME data in the CFTC weekly report. So a lot of people are getting ready, or they are shorting Bitcoin. Specifically, institutional money is shorting Bitcoin. And a lot of people are expecting a risk asset meltdown this fall as we head into the fall. So bearish sentiment, bearish outlooks are incredibly apparent. And, again, like I said in the last video, I would love to look at the most bullish possibilities, but right now, I don't see many. I would love to be talking about them right now, but I just don't see them right now. This looks like a very bearish setup right now. Again, keep in mind, I'm absolutely going to be taking advantage if we actually get this dip. If Bitcoin would go down to 10K and some of these other assets would go down like equivalent and go to very low prices, oh my gosh, of course, the first thing I would be doing is getting in. But the big thing now is, are we on the verge of a giant dump? This could get very crazy. And I'm just being completely realistic here. If there was a very bullish scenario to look at, I would be talking about it. But I simply can't find one right now. In the short term, I think that the thing that makes the most sense is continued dumpiness, especially as Wednesday we get the FOMC meeting. If we get 75, maybe we can have some sort of relief for the next month. But if we get a 100 basis point rate hike decision, it's all but guaranteed massive dumpiness, and definitely at least a retest of the lows of Bitcoin if we do get that 100 basis point hike in just a few days. Ladies and gentlemen, these absolutely time-sensitive alerts. If you're interested in longing or shorting this market right now, again, for the past year, basically shorters have been killing it. Get over $16,000 in deposit bonuses below when you sign up, specifically BitGET for U.S. traders as well. Just for the next 12 days, only the next few signups, I believe like 50 signups now, will also just receive 10 USDT simply for signing up below, and additional deposit bonuses with BitGET as well. Without any further ado, it's free.